Hey guys, how we doing? Mr. Kurzil back again with you. We are going to continue our measurement lesson. We started our first day on measuring to the closest inch. And then yesterday we followed that up by going to our closest half inch. And today we're going to take another step. Our third grade requirement is to measure to the closest fourth of an inch. We sometimes call that a quarter as well. So let's look at our ruler. And you'll see, if I look between the 0 and the 1, that this is actually broken into 4 full parts. All right, now if you think of your fractions unit, all right, we would know that if I had 4 equal parts, each part we know is called a fourth. So if I were to move or measure from 0 to this first line right here, that would be 1/4. If I went to the second line, that would be 2/4. The third line would be 3/4. And then we know if we go to that fourth jump, that's 1/2, which is equal to 4/4. Okay, so we're going to work on our measuring today on getting to the closest quarter inch and see how that works out for us. All right, let's start kind of like we did the other day. Let's start with our pencil. And again, I'm going to make sure I line that up, right? That should be pretty a comfortable thing to think of at this point, knowing that that's what we need to do. And let's look at our measurement. So whether I'm counting half inch or quarter inch, I'm always going to first see how many whole inches I have. So right now that I know if I go 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, I know I have 2 inches so far. So we know that 2 is part of my measurement. But now I have this whole spot left. Now, remember, in between 2 and 3, right in the middle, that's your half mark. And now if I look in between the half marks, right, from half to 2, I cut that part in half. Half to 3, I cut that in half. I have my 4 equal parts. So I have fourths that we have spoken about in fractions, and we had mentioned a moment ago. And if I go from 2 to that first line, I'm going to go 1/4, one part of another inch, out of 4 parts of another inch. So that measurement would be 2 and 1/4 inches, or 2 1/4 inches. All right, let's try another measurement. We're going to try our marker. I'll move that on over here as soon as it feels like moving. There we go. All right, so I lined it up, and I'm going to go through the same process I went through with all my other measurements, right? I count those full inches first. So from 0 to 1, that's 1 inch. We have 2 inches. We have 3 inches, but we can't get to 4. So we know that we're at least 3 inches in length. And now I have to count how many either halves or fourths there are. So again, looking at my ruler, I could see that this is broken into 4 equal parts, right? 1, 2, 3, and then there's your 4. And I'm going to count how many of those spots I have to go. So I go 1, I go 2. So this one happens to end up right on that line, right about on that line. So if I broke this into 4 equal parts, how many of those fourths did I go? I went 2. I went 2 out of the 4 sections right from there, or parts, if you will. So my measurement here is 3 and 2/4. All right, let's do one more measurement. I'm going to get rid of this one now. Let's see. Let's do our trusty cell phone. Move that along as soon as our marker's out of the way. There we go. All right, let's bring it down. Blah. Beautiful. All right, we're lined up. We're ready to go. So I start my same process. I'm lined up. I love it. I find this right here, right on this line. So I count. I have definitely 1 full inch right there. But now I have to measure. This is less than 2 inches. So I break this up into the 4 parts you have. And your ruler will probably have these marks on there. Some of them have more on it. So you have to make sure you break up into equal amounts. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Up, I jumped 3. So I jumped 3 out of how many? Out of 4. So this measurement of this cell phone is 1 3/4 inches. Pretty small cell phone. All right. Hopefully between this video and the other video that we have sent, you should feel a little more comfortable. If you have any questions, of course, ask your teachers. Measurements are tricky at first, but you get better at